lady. I'm so honored to have you here today. You guys, hi, this is Linda Marcus Smith. This is interview. Nobody cares what number. Don't even sweat it. It's all about my guest. So enough with the me talk. Today, have we got a guest for you to get to know, love, and follow? That's what it's all about. You aren't going to believe this today. Usually, I have people that um, are new at comedy or have something to say, but today you've got a living legend in a real trooper, somebody that's been around the biz and has knowledge and experience. And oh my gosh, wait until you hear this introduction she sent me. So here we go, and then I'll introduce you to the lovely lady sitting over there in the other square in just a minute. Comic Carrie Louise has just appeared on a new Showtime comedy special, Funny Women of a Certain Age, streaming now. She's been on Oprah, Dr. Oz, The Howard Stern Show. Louise was a finalist on NBC's Last Comic Standing and starred in her own reality TV show called Too Funny, TWO, on the We Network. Carrie has been featured on Comedy Central, VH1, True TV. Hello, I told you, a legend, countless times. She's been on the Montel Williams Show, The Apprentice, America's Got Talent. You've seen her on Comics Unleashed and Gotham Live, as well as doing warm up for The View. My gosh, she performs at the top comedy clubs, as you can imagine, and festivals nationwide. Let's just get into it. But she also has a couple books you have to hear about. So let's get to know Carrie Louise. Yay!
Hi. Thank you. God, that dated me, that bio. Montel Williams show. Hello.
Boy,
Welcome to old age, everybody. This is what it looks
we're all aging. Oh my goodness. You know, you have on a hat. We have to
like.
talk about your hat. So I'm a
This
military.
is yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. For
I
your
see
service.
fatigue. I see military fatigue on that hat.
Yeah, this is just to hide the fact that I'm having a bad hair day. So I'm camouflaging my hair. It has nothing with the service women like yourself that I'm very proud of. And I just performed for the troops. I had a blast all of January, the whole month of basically. I was in Korea, Guam, Hawaii, and where else? I think that was the tour. It was so amazing. They really enjoy the people coming out there for comedy, and they treated us like royalty. It was amazing. And I'm like, thank you for your service. It's funny
Yes.
because I wanted to say thank you for your service, and it is to salute, but you can't. I can't salute. That's like totally against it. Do something more than thank you for your service. So I like want to curtsy or so. I'm like, I just look like a total idiot just saying, and I should just go thank you for your service. That, but I look like a total idiot when I'm trying to thank them for their service.
You know,
And they're
they
like,
do really,
oh,
they do, it does mean something. They do appreciate it, though. They do know those words do have a healing power when they're in the middle of the trenches, so to speak.
yeah, and they are, and they showed us. They took us on tour of the middle of the trenches, and so you really have um, a real look, an inside look at what some of them go through, and it like makes you really happy that you're able to give back a little bit in your
Yes.
own way. Like I can't be in the woods, but I can.
I just want to thank you so much, and to anybody that goes out and entertains the troops. Thank you so much for doing that. That's so important.
Absolutely.
You're going to bring tears to my eyes, so we have to get
Oh,
off this topic.
oh my goodness.
I have to know, Carrie Louise, how did you grow up?
How
What
did I
was
grow?
that?
Well, I think, I grew up with, I'm the youngest. Usually most comedians are the youngest, so that explains that. Check that off the list. But also, not only was I the youngest of four, I was the youngest of there was only one sister. The two brothers were close in my age, and my two brothers, beat the crap out of me. And, physically, emotionally, everything. And I think that's how I developed a sense of humor just to be able to, get along with my brothers. And they prepared me for such, me getting into this business so long ago, back when it was really not that many women. And so they prepared me unknowingly for the business that I went into, this boys' town comedy career where, I'm the only girl.
Yes.
Because, it wasn't weird to me. Like, yeah, I know I get beaten up by boys all the time. And my brother would play neighborhood football, and I always wanted to play football. I didn't want to do anything else. I wanted to play with them, and he never let me because he was a bully. He's like, "You be the cheerleader. You be." I'm like, "No," and I would fight for him. Fight. One day, they were missing a team member, and they were like, "All right, Kerry, come on in." And I'm like, fine. It was my chance. And I was in the end zone. He was looking for everybody else to pass it. Everybody else was covering everybody else because no one's going to cover the girl. He threw it to me. I caught it, and they went ape crap. I don't know if I can swear on this.
Yeah.
Can I swear on this? They went ape shit. They ape shit. Shit. I don't even. Even when I can swear, I don't even swear right. Anyway, they freaked out. She got it, and I got a touchdown. I'm like, yeah, I caught it. What do you think I've been telling you this whole time? I can play, and I, played sports my whole life. And I think I'm making this a long, long answer, but it explains why I'm a stand-up. So I played sports my whole life, and that is where I was shining for, comedy because I was the captain, I was the leader because I would just lead them in jokes. This is who Mrs. So and so did today, and I would imitate the teachers and blah blah blah. Everybody thinks that, my first question usually is, "Were you class?" And I was never a class clown because if I would have detention, play sports, and sports was my thing. But looking back now, really about the sports, it was about my shining getting the team ready for the game, being on the bus, standing up. I had played field hockey. I would use my field hockey stick as a microphone all the time. Stand up, "Hey guys, listen up. We got this game. We got this game." And I would always have a joke. And I didn't realize, but I was doing stand up at the time.
That's incredible. And now you have a house full of testosterone, you
Oh,
said. What is it with God that he just keeps giving you?
oh, and I think that as growing up, I was really a tomboy young, but now in my second lifespan, I'm really a girly girl. I love getting my nails done. I love putting on makeup. I'm like I am a boy at heart inside, but I want to be, I've always wanted to be that cheerleader anyway. My cousins were cheerleaders. I knew all the cheers. That's what I would do on the bus with my microphone. SPIRIT. So I'm a little bit of everything. And that's, I wish I wasn't like that. I could just narrow it down into one thing, but I like everything. So like, yeah. I used to have this joke, I'm a 17-year-old boy trapped in a woman's body. I love fart jokes. Who doesn't like a good fart joke?
My dad used to say, pull my finger. I love that.
Yeah. And my boys would make those arm farts when they were, and I was so proud. I was such a proud mom. One of my boys could do the arm fart to a Christmas song. I freaking loved it. I videotaped it. I put it on social media. I'm like, proud mama moment. My boy can make fart noises with his armpit. I mean, so I guess this is why God gave me what I needed, even though I did want a little girl. But I would be insane. Prom season now is prom season. I would go insane if a girl wanted a $500 dress.
Totally, totally. There's third world countries, and some of my friends, my landlady and my sister, they go to third world countries with prom gowns and do hair, makeup, nails for girls having quinceañeras and send them off to their first prom. Like,
Oh, that's so
eh,
sweet.
yeah, there's so much, like you don't have a daughter, but there's so much that you can offer girls, like there's consignment places that, cater to proms. Anyway, so that's a side
Yeah.
note. Yeah. So let's talk about you getting into
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
comedy.
There's also, I think in Queens, they collect prom dresses. Yeah, they donate. There is a program, a .org, where they have give prom dress even here in the United States for girls who can't afford a dress, and they give them free dresses and free makeup and all that stuff. That's so nice.
So wonderful. So, yeah, let's talk about like you getting into comedy. You were prepared for it. And like some of us, when we go through a lot growing up, we develop a sense of humor to cope. In my, like in my, I don't want to go into it, but in my case, my parents survived the Holocaust. So I was always just trying to make them be in the moment and laughter. Laughter did that. But so let's talk about you getting into comedy and how that was at the beginning. And I want to hear that.
Well, like I said, I sports. We're going in and out. I think I'm hearing some feedback. But so like I said, I went into sports even in college. So when I was in college, I played two sports. I played field hockey, was also the captain 2 years, and that was a lot time consuming. And I also swam for my college. So I always wanted to do in college. I'm like, I want to do some form of acting because I never had time in high school because I was involved in sports. Plus, it really wasn't my crowd that I hung out in. But I'm like, I don't care about that anymore. I really want to see if I can make it as an actress or something. I could never do acting 101. It was always booked. Plus, I was busy with sports, but my sorority was running. Now, I was not beautiful. I had short hair. I had my sorority letters shaved in my, that's how short hair I was. I was, a field hockey ball sportswoman, nothing like a beauty. But they needed contestants, and I needed to be on stage. So I said, and I loved comedy at the time. When before binge watching was binge watching, back one, MTV, they would do VH1 at night all over and over again. I would watch that till I fell asleep, till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I loved it so much. So I loved comedy. I'm like, I can do comedy. I'll write. It was only 2 minutes and 30 seconds worth of material. I wrote it myself. I knew to like, I just had that knowledge to just like kind of write something myself. And I won. I won the contest.
What? That's incredible.
Yeah, so I was Miss Plymouth State, and then I didn't know this. I thought that was just fun, my little small college, but I didn't know. But I had to be since I won, I had to represent my college in the New Hampshire State pageant. Now that was a big, huge pageant. If I had won that, I would have gone to Miss America. Now, next thing you know, I am in a pageant full of 19 gorgeous John Benet Ramsey types who have been doing it since day one. And then there's me. Everybody loved me because I was doing comedy, and of course, I'm not going to win. And I wasn't threatening to anyone. So everybody loved me. So obviously, I got Miss Congeniality. Yeah, my claim to fame. And I didn't win, but if I did, I would, who would have given me my crown if I won, because she won the year before me, was uh Carson, uh someone Carson. God, I can't remember her name, but she's the one who broke Roger Ailes, uh that whole fiasco. Hopefully you can edit this because I can't remember. This is my menopause. Roger Ailes on Fox News. Remember he had that Me Too moment.
Yes.
Gretchen. Carlson. There
Gretchen
it is.
Carlson.
Gretchen Carlson, she was the one who was the champion who won the year before me. So I'm dating myself again. So if I had gone and I had won Miss America, she would have given me the woman who brought down Roger Ailes. Roger Ailes? Yeah, I think. Yeah. Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm dating myself again.
So you go into comedy and like who's helped you and what clubs were the first that you want to shout out to and what all did you learn in comedy getting to this point?
It's very difficult, especially when I went in and I'm changing that mindset, trying to. It's very hard. But when I got in, it was not many women. So women held their business close to their chest, and we didn't really share a lot because we had that scarcity mindset, and as we should because it was scarce because there wasn't that many of us, and a lot of times when there was one woman on a show, there was five other men, and if that one woman wasn't funny, then all women aren't funny. So that scarcity mindset pulled a lot of women down, and it was very difficult. So not many women helped other women. So and I will be a victim of that too. I didn't help other women either, and now I'm switching it, and I have been for the past decade or so because I believe it should be different. Because if you pull someone up that's funny, then they're going to look for the next funny woman, and we're going to change it. We're going to change the dial um, to its our side. And so at the beginning, not many people helped me. I remember Bob Marley. He not the singer, the comedian, very famous comedian in Maine. He like owns Maine. He owns the state of Maine. He's so funny. He gave me my first paid gig. I saw him last weekend not too long ago. We hadn't seen each other in decades. So it was really fun to see him. And he gave me my first paid gig. So he did help me out. I had to drive all the way up to Maine. And for a door deal. And I loved every minute of it. And my parents were like, wait a minute, you're going 3 to 4 hours drive, paying this much in gas to do 10 minutes of material. And you don't know how much you're getting? Yeah, that's my job. That's what I want to do. So my mom and dad were not happy with my career choices. And then Carol Montgomery totally helped me out in giving me a spot on America,
Funny,
Woman of
funny
Certain Age.
women of a certain
But
age.
yeah, that was just recently. And then there's some women that have helped me out. There was some guys who helped me out, but you be careful too when the guys were helping you out because you didn't know what their motive was. And I kind of had to deal with that and juggle it a little and take what I could from them, knowing that maybe they wanted something more and take it for the stage, So that was difficult to navigate too. So I don't think any guys were really helping me out. Although Bob Marley, definitely, he needed people. He needed people to drive up to Maine. No idiot would do that but me. Um, so yeah, and even I married a comedian, so he helped me. He helped me with jokes because I needed punchlines. So he's really funny. So he helped me with some punchlines. But even then, we still had different tones and different comedy. Like he's really rapid fire, fast paced. I'm a storyteller, so it was hard. So we didn't really help each other out as much as we could have. But we were both, it was very difficult. We were both pounding the pavement as much as we could. And he, to get the reputation, oh, Tom's going to bring his girlfriend, or oh, Tom's going to bring his wife. A lot of times he didn't help or, you know, didn't want to have that reputation. It wasn't like he wasn't helping me, but he just wasn't, he was trying to avoid that reputation. So that was hard too.
Absolutely. I've listened to you be on a podcast with other women of your caliber and talking about how hard it is for women in the business, and you know of it firsthand. And that's so helpful to us coming up way behind you, like myself, because even today, chauvinism is in the military, it's in life, it's around the world, and it's definitely it's still in comedy. and it's part of it. And you know, when you stand up for, I've heard you ladies talk about when you stand up for yourself, you become the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So true. And, men talk differently than women do, and men kind of run the business but there are clubs that are opening up that are owned by women, and there are things like Carol Montgomery sprouting up that make it possible for women.
Yeah. But there's some women that have been in the business as well, gatekeepers, and they were not, and you would think they would be. Oh, like I would be excited, like, oh, this woman is the booker. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get a lot more work. She's gonna give us women, bringing up women, and they weren't, and that was difficult too because again, it's that same thing, that scarcity and women checking out other women and women getting discouraged with other women that so that's hard to deal with. I don't blame them. I'm trying to make a switch, and um now in my older years, like in my 20s, of course we were very intimidated by other women. Now, not so much. I've already had 3 kids. I've already have a husband, and now it's like I want my girls, I want my women because they do. If you have that posse, that good posse, that's going to help you through life.
Yes. And I, it's hard for women to trust other women because sometimes women communicate behind women's backs.
Yes.
And I remember having you on a fundraiser that I was doing, and you told me straight up, how you felt. So I was like, this is a woman. Not only could I interview, but I can trust her because she will tell you to your face, not behind your back. And I so appreciate that. I
What
remember
did
that.
I say?
What you, I mean, I introduced you as blah, blah, something or other, and Tom Cotter's wife. And you're like, I could see the steam rising, and you just told me like it was nicely but firmly, it's like it's a less than introduction. And I learned from that. And you didn't say it, you didn't go stab me in the back or anything. You just told me, and I learned from it.
All right then. Okay.
I really appreciate, like Carol Montgomery. She's somebody you can trust because she'll tell you.
Like it is. And that's why we're such good friends. And that's why she called me because we've been friends since day one. And she always tells it like it is. And I think we know that about each other. Like we'll tell it like it is. And we're not playing those games, those behind the scene games. And we were brought up at the same time. Like not many women are. We had to fight for our own stuff. No one was going to help us.
Yes. And now both of you are just coming into your own. And what I like about the fact that you're getting, you've accomplished so much is that you can always tell when people have truly accomplished because then they're giving back. And I see you out there giving back. I mean, you're coaching people. That's,
Yeah.
like you're not afraid that the next big thing might come behind you and you might help somebody go beyond you. You know what? That'll be a feather in your cap to some degree.
Yeah. And the first thing I do say coach people or have a class, I say I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm going to tell you like it is. If I don't, I'm not a good teacher.
Exactly.
But listen, the career you want to be in, because if I'm telling you, that joke needs a little work and you're going to get discouraged over that, then welcome to the world of comedy. I mean, it's going to be 10 times worse in the field if you're going out there on stage. And if you're going to get upset about that, then what's going to happen when someone online says, you're ugly, or someone, how are you going to deal with a heckler? You know, so I say that right off the bat. Look, I'm not holding your hand. I'm going to say what I think, you know, right off the bat. And you may not like it, but that's how I teach. It's going to be faster that way. And we're not going to dance around. and I'm not going to hold your hand. And you have to put hard work into it. The more work you put in, the better I can help you. So if I say, you need 2 extra minutes and you don't give me 2 extra minutes and we're working on the same crap and you follow my instruction even on the same crap that we worked on last week, well, you're not helping yourself out.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, you're right. I do call a spade a spade.
I've had teachers in the comedy world say, I don't, like recently somebody said, I don't know how you made it this far in comedy with the kind of material you've been doing. But like, I could literally go up there with half baked, not that I want to, but average material and just people just love me, right? So I'm getting by with my personality and I hit a crossroads where that's not good enough for me now. So, you know, if you're out there and you're getting by with your personality like I have been, step up your game or, you might get some comments you don't really like to hear.
Yeah, yeah, and again, you need to filter out those comments too, because some people are just mean to be mean. So you got to filter out those comments. But some are learning experiences. Yeah, like that's a common joke. I saw that coming, and you'll have to think like, did they really see that joke coming? Maybe I should rewrite it. But we're constantly rewriting. We're constantly and that's what makes a good comic. But you already
Yeah.
have the personality there and you're selling it with your personalities. And that's what I do. I do teach two different sections when I do teach. I teach the comedy writing structure and then your performance. And there's two different one's better than the other. The two and do really well, that's what makes a huge success. And for me, I'm more of a personality based than writing, which is why I married someone who can give me punchlines.
Yes. And if he doesn't, you're going to punch him.
Right. There'll be a price to pay.
Yes.
And if
I,
he
you
does
know,
give me a good one,
he
I
does
don't
get,
even mind.
say that again.
I get mad when his jokes are funnier than mine, but I still pay him nicely.
So let's talk about your children. I happen to have a twin brother, and you have twins. Let's talk about that miracle. Let's talk about your twins.
Does your team do comedy as well?
He sends me jokes all the time. My favorite is I said, Fred, do people ask you that same stupid question? Are you and your sister identical? And he said, we are identical when I'm dressed in drag. So I thought that was pretty good for a non-comedian.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm sure he has some form of comedy if he's your twin.
Yes.
Um, and so that's good that he sends you jokes and you don't have to pay him,
No.
right?
Then I have sent him money, but that's a separate.
Issue,
Yeah.
yeah. You shared the
So
same room with him. I'm sure you don't have to pay him. You don't owe him anything.
nothing. Oh my gosh. He let me be born first because I think he kicked me out. So I would
Yeah,
love
so
to.
my twins are not identical. My twin boys, they're not identical. So I can tell them apart, which is good because then I'd have to tattoo one of them. But coincidentally, one did get a tattoo. Oh man, he got a tattoo, a big one. I thought it was going to be small. Next thing I know, it's his whole back and these two dragons like this. And he's looking at me. He's like, Mom, he's showing me his back. Look at my tattoo. Isn't this great? Look at her. And I said, well, you better keep your back in shape or those dragons that are going to become slugs.
Oh my goodness. So how old are your twins these days?
They're both going to graduate this May from college. They're 22. And my son is going to graduate high school. No, I don't have a favorite. My is going to graduate um, from high school this year too. So I got a busy, busy spring. And Tom Cotter, my fourth child, is it's the weekend, thank God.
You know, Tom Cotter, your fourth child and husband, he was at Governor's, and a bunch of us were in the giggle room because that's where we deserve to be. And we were just hanging out in that back alley thing. And he comes walking by, and we just about lost it. And so I went up to him because, well, I served in the military. I'm not afraid. And I was said, could we all get a picture with you? And you talk about all my friends being so thankful they got in a picture with Tom, Todd, or your fourth child.
Well, that's nice.
Very revered as you are. So, in your
Oh,
own right. And I'm really glad to
thank you
have
very
you on here. You know, I'm really glad to have you on here talking about the fact that you're married and you both do comedy, but you're both very different in your comedy style. And I assume personas are very, what I've watched of you, it seems very different from him, and his persona. So, um, I think one thing that would be helpful for other people in the world, comedy or not, is getting along with somebody in the same industry. Like, has that always been easy to, or like you mentioned a hiccup where the guys would uh, tease you that you were riding his coattails, but other than that, like women in the same business with their husband, that might be something that other people would like to hear about a little more.
Yeah, there's definitely some pros and cons. First moved down to New York, like I said, we were both pounding the pavement and trying to make a name for us to New York, and it was very difficult. And again, we're dating ourselves because when we first moved, we shared a phone. We didn't have cell phones. It was that long ago. So when the phone rang off the hook for him, it was very depressing. Not that I didn't want him to have work. Of course, I loved him. He was my boyfriend. I wanted him to have work, but it was a reminder that I didn't have work. Even when, and this goes to with roommates. I've had this conversation with roommates who are good friends and comedians, and they room together. That's difficult too because you'll see they're always off going off to work and getting paid work. You're going off to open mic, or that can be depressing. You know, that's where we had like a little bit of a crossroad. It was really depressing. So you might want to think about that differently in getting a different roommate and just being real person for the rest of your life. We ended up dodging a couple of those moments with humor, obviously, and obviously we got married. So it was a difficult time, I'll tell you. It was, and then when we were on the road, um, he was on the road and I was on the road. Um, uh, we understood, like being a young couple, when someone's on the road, oh, is he cheating on me? That type of stuff. Or when friends, they're like, "Where's your husband?" I'm like, "Oh, must be nice." But I know what it's like to be on a cruise. It isn't the greatest, and they're not having a good time. And sometimes they're not in that full cruise. They come in during is stagnant for a day in New Jersey. New Jersey for a whole day. That's when he, flies in. Uh, for a whole day, he's just stuck, and he has to get off the boat for cleaning. So they get off the boat, and he'll leave in the middle of it and go of a cruise or an end of one cruise. And most of the time, it's not all fun and games.
Wow.
At the nice ports. He's always at the ports where they're so they can get the most of him. So he's doing one audience, then he spends doing nothing, and then he does the beginning of that cruise, the end of one cruise, the beginning of one.
Got
I
it.
understand that, and I understand the difficulty of it. So that's a being
That's
comedians, and we're also in the same time zone. We're both at night. I don't have to go to sleep because I have an early morning day job. And if I job each other. So there's also that. Plus we get to work together a lot at nice so we sometimes with the whole family and we can make a paid vacation out of it.
Oh, nice. I would love to catch both you and him on a show together, maybe up at Governor's or something. The both of you together live would be like a double
Yeah.
header.
Yeah, it's a great show because we definitely do complement each other, even though we have different styles. It's fun to watch because the girls come off the stage and they're like, "I love you," and the guys come off the stage and say to Tom, "I love you," and together they learn a lot, and it's a fun night.
Yes. Please let me know when you're doing a double header at Governor's so I can get up there and see you.
Yeah,
Or in the city or a
unfortunately they don't pay
bigger
us.
venue. You're probably
Governors
bigger.
doesn't Yeah, Governors doesn't pay us enough to go all the way to Long Island together. But there'll be theaters hopefully near you. Govern
I'll take a train to wherever you do perform at a big theater.
maybe if Governors is listening to this, they'll call us and say, "All
Yes.
right, we'll
I
up the
need
ticket price to get you."
Yeah, that would be so good. I mean, anyway, so I don't know what else you would like to say to people, but before we go, if there's any tidbits, encouragement is a lousy world out there lately for many reasons. People tend to be depressed. So any tips you have that you've used in this crazy Bakakta world to cope that you can share, or encouragement you have to get out to comedy or entertainment to laugh and forget your problem. I mean, whatever you want to say to wrap it up, Carrie Louise.
Okay. Well, I think I can decipher your question between the feedback and the lag, but I think so I have two forms of advice for young people starting out and getting um, depressed. And this career ebbs and flows, and you definitely need to use your personality and your sense of humor to help you during these times when it's down, because it is going to be down. There's going to be so many people saying no to you. And if you can decipher that it's not about you and kind of take the emotional part out of it and just use the drama, get the drama out of it and just use the data, that's going to help. Ask questions that are going to help you navigate, like, specifically, why didn't you like my act? Was it too dirty? Was it not dirty enough? Or how can I make an adjustment without getting to the fact that, oh, you just didn't like me. Oh, they don't like me. They don't like me. Well, you need to know why. If you treat yourself as a business and get the drama out of it, that will help a little bit. Know that it's
The screen went blank. Let's see here.
didn't book you because you weren't there at the same time, at the right place. He day and your email came on Thursday and they already booked it. Sometimes it's just a right time, right place. Know who you are. So get out there.
Got it.
Someone sees you on Facebook and they're like, "Oh, Gary, I need to book that woman's matched." Now, most of the time, it's not about you. So if you can get that and use that for leverage, that's going to help.
I love
And
that.
then for support, and on the other end, for supporting comedy, for people out there, don't know if they want to get to comedy, I really think that you should support comedy. 9 out of 10 times, I get more out of someone coming up to me and saying, "I didn't want to come out tonight. My friends begged me to come out. I'm celebrating my year of divorce. I'm celebrating my year of chemo. I'm finally came out after such deep depression because of this, that, and the other." Those are the moments that make my hair stick up. in the back of my neck. Those are the moments that I will remember forever. These certain people, and I see them in my mind right now as I speak, coming up to me and thanking me for making their life that much better. One night of hope for the rest of their life. And that is why I do what I do. And those are the times I remember more than any TV gig that I've gotten or any good news that I've gotten that maybe could move the needle a little bit better for my career. Those are the times. And so if you are a person, whether not to go out or not for the comedy or it's too much money or this, that, and the other, it's worth it because laughing really, truly is the best medicine.
It is. It can heal. It does heal. It does. Thank you so much. I'll be doing a luncheon, probably monthly at the West Side, and I will want you to come and headline it. That'll be coming up. I'm meeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's going to be something in the future here. I think it's going to be for women, but we'll find out this week. And I'll get back to
All
you.
righty.
Thank you so much. I
So
appreciate you.
lovely to be here. Thank you for thinking of me.
Carrie Louise, just tell people some places they can follow or catch you live.
I'm at Kerry Louise Comedy on all platforms at KerriLouise Comedy. Spell Kerry with an I. If you spell it with a Y, you'll get the porn star. No one wants that.
Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Love you lots.
Thank you, Linda.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Carrie Louise.